Welcome to my presentation. Thank you very much for joining this session. My name is Eni Humaida. I am an academic operation officer or an AOO from LB LIA Galaxy Bekasi. Well, as an AOO, one of my responsibility is to do monitoring, right? I have 10 teachers under my supervision, and usually I do some floor checking or class visit, and then just to make sure that the teacher teach their class on schedule. And also, the most important thing is to identify the challenges that the teacher are facing during their online class. All right. I believe in this era, all teachers here teach online class, right? Do you teach online class? Yeah. Yeah. Do you find these challenges?
Sure, very.
Of course.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very common situation when you teach online, right? Okay. And this result in students' engagement. Well, that's why one of the techniques that you can use to prevent this is by using virtual scavenger hunt and some modification to build the students' engagement in online learning. And this is actually the title of my presentation. And like Pak Tambas said, that I only have 20 minutes to talk about all this table of contents, yeah, from the background until the conclusion. And later on, we'll have about 5 minutes at the end of the presentation for the questions and answer sessions. Okay, without further ado, I will begin my presentation by showing you this again. And this one. Well, during my visit, yeah, to my teacher's classes, and then this is what I usually see. Okay, I believe teacher has already prepared everything. Okay, they try their best. They plan their class, right? And they prepare games and fun activity. But still, this is what happened. Okay, when you are teaching this kind of class, probably you are going to ask yourself, am I talking to the wall? Right? Do you ask yourself that kind of questions when you teach that kind of online class, when you have to face that blank squares, sometimes without profile picture, right? Or sometimes you just, face a kind of monster or K-pop stars or food or flower, right? That's because most of the students, they tend to not turn their camera on, right? I don't know, they just want to be invisible, okay? And then this result in the students' engagement, right? Because when it happens, the teacher cannot read the student's face, okay? The teacher would not know whether the students are there, okay? Whether the students understand or whether they are paying attention or not. Some people read books and I read people. That's what Vicky Davis writes. And as teacher, we read our students' face, right? So that is why I take this topic, yeah, because I see this in my visit. So I take this as the topic of my my class action research. Look at this. Okay, if you have this kind of class, online class, when you can see the student's face, when you can read them, when you can read the non-verbal, cues from your student, when they nod, meaning they understand, or when, when you see the look of confusion, the look of boredom, when they, they just change their facial expressions, meaning they get bored or they don't understand. So then, by reading the non-verbal cues from your student, you can evaluate your teaching, right? You can make necessary changes, okay? Real-time necessary changes in your teaching. For example, when you see that most of the students, get confused, meaning that, oh, I cannot use this strategy. They don't understand. I have to change it, right? That's happened only when COVID-19, in COVID-19 era, because we have to teach online. It won't happen in face-to-face, right? Because you see your students there. You see their gesture. You can read their, behavior. But here, in online class, when COVID-19 era, when the teaching and learning process has changed dramatically, and you teachers have to teach remotely and using digital platform, I believe the shift from face-to-face class, face-to-face learning to online learning, it's much different. Don't you think so? Now, what are the challenges that you face when you teach online learning? You can answer me, you can unmute yourself, or you can type. Oh, there is no chat, right? Okay, Pak Bambang, what are the challenges that you face in online learning?
Yeah, I think I think it's true that it's very different. And the challenges are we have to master. We have to have technology savvy.
You have to be technology savvy. I agree. Okay. And then what else? Besides technology savvy, what else that you find as challenges? Okay. Technology savvy, the apps that you need to use, the internet connections, right?
Yeah.
And also the most important thing is the students, right? Okay. The students presence, the teacher's presence. That's what Mr. Ardian said, right, this morning. Okay. So one of the challenges is not unable to see their face because the students turn their camera off, and that result in the students' engagement. That is why the use of virtual scavenger hunts with its modifications can help us to build the students' engagement in online learning. Because why? Virtual scavenger hunt is a remote game, where the players scramble to find items to fulfill the challenge before the times run out, and they have to do so, they have to turn their cameras on. I believe everybody knows scavenger hunt, right? We did that in our face-to-face class. But in online class, we cannot do that. We can do that virtually. Okay, so the students have to find the items and then show it on screen. when you have to show it on screen, like it or not, you have to turn on your camera, right? Okay, so that's the reason. Of course, after doing this class action research, what is it? One of the reason is I want to know the effectiveness of using virtual scavenger hunt in cultivating the students' engagement. Okay, whether is it effective or not, whether it is permanently or just temporary. Okay. All right, so that's I have already actually explained about the reason why I choose that topic, right? So this reason is to investigate the effectiveness of virtual scavenger hunt in cultivating students' engagement in online learning. Well then, to support this, yeah, that's what is it? Reading your students' face is important. Is it important or not? It is important, right? Although not the whole time, what is it, during our online session? No, but it is important, okay? It is important to see your students' face, to read their face. Why? Because that is one of many educators find as a challenge. Yeah, many educators now find themselves teaching remotely for the first time and facing a new set of challenges from Rise et al. And one such challenge in the world of remote instructions and the focus of this study is not being able to see the students during synchronous class meeting held via video conferencing software because students do not have their video cameras turned on. Yeah, that's our challenge. Yeah. And then this result in students' engagement. Like Kevin Delatour said, sorry. Okay. In the context of education, engagement can be defined as a measure of a student's participations, sorry, okay, in the learning process. This includes their interactions and cooperation with the teacher and the classmate. Okay, have you ever encountered or experienced something like this? When you call out your student's name, okay, their videos off, and you call out your student's name, are you going to have a quick response or a slow one, a delay one? Usually, when the students turn their camera off, and we don't know whether they are there or not, and then you call out their name several times, and finally, later on, you get a response, but sometimes a very reluctant response, right? Okay, so you don't want that to happen. That's why I do this class action research to find out more about that. All right. Well, actually, I as an AOO, at this time, I don't have class. So for my research, I do not use my own class. I think this is one of the challenge also because I need the help from other teachers. And the credit goes to Miss Indri, Miss Fristi, Miss Dini, and Miss Farida. They let me to use their class to be the subject of my class action research. Because I use 6 classes of different levels over here. Why do I use different levels? Because I want to know the different response from those students. Because sometimes, children class will respond differently with, teens and adults, yeah. I use general English for your learners or elementary students over here. Yeah, small easy. Yeah, and Big EC, Big Gale, yeah, they are what is it? Their age is 7 up to 12, I guess. And then I also use teens class, yeah, GET, General English for Teens. This is junior high school students and also senior high school students, yeah, GEA class. Okay. And I use what is it? Observation set, yeah, of as the tools, yeah, for me to do this class action research. And on the first visit or first cycle, I come to the class. What is it? Telling the teacher they can use any activity for this visit, and I just want to know the percentage of the students turning their camera on. Okay, over here, as you can see on my first visit, the online activities over here is what is it for in ET class, preparing dialogue in breakout room. And the remarks over here, no one turned the camera on, so meaning this is 0% of them turning on the camera. Okay, listening to sample dialogue also 0%, practicing the dialogue. Nah, I expect that when they practice the dialogue, they will show on cam. But then only students who are practicing turning their video on. For the rest, they just turn off their camera again. Okay. And this also happened to the other class. And for my second visit, yeah, what is it, before that I have a meeting with the teachers, and then I asked them to use a virtual scavenger hunt with some modifications. They it's what is it, they can choose any activities that I provide at that time, and then they applied it in their class. So on my second visit, my second cycle over here, using the scavenger hunt, as you can see, the result of what is it? The percentage of the students turn on their camera over here is almost 100%. Even in TEP4 over here, all students turn their camera on when playing the game. Okay, so all of them, they have to, because they have to show the items, and then question and answer follow up activities. This is also 100% of them. What is it? Turn their camera on, because some of them will ask question and the other have to answer the questions, and then finally they show what is it, the items. So as you can see over here, yeah, the data finding over here, there is a significant behavior changes. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. You only have 1 more minute, ma'am.
One?
Yes,
more minute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, yeah.
All right. You're supposed to give me 5 minutes. All right. Okay. So as you can see previously on what is it on my slides over here, that there is a significant changes. Okay. From the percentage before and after the use of what is scavenger hunt. Okay. Well, because I only have 1 minute, so this is the results, yeah, from my class action research. From the data finding, the researcher conclude that the use of virtual scavenger hunt can increase the number of the students turning their camera on during the online session. This can build the students' engagement in online learning, since in virtual scavenger hunt, the students need to turn their camera on when showing the item, responding to the teachers or their friends' questions. But at the end of the last cycle of my research, I found out that this behavior is only temporary. That's why at the end of the third cycle, I sent them to answer questionnaire to find out the reason why they feel reluctant to turn their cameras on. Okay, so this is the conclusion that I can conclude. By using scavenger hunt in online class, teacher won't face a grid of blank squares and can get quick response from the students. The fact that this behavior is only temporary make me want to know why students feel reluctant to turn their cameras on during online learning. Actually, this is for my next plan. I would like to do some other research on this. Okay, well, I think that's it. And if you would like to know, this is the modification of virtual scavenger hunt that I use in classes that I use in my car. So I have 5 of them. Find something, solving the riddles, what's in the box, let's go shopping, and pack your bag. If you want to know more about this, later on probably they can get it, right, Pak?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I have on my slide, I also have the step-by-step instruction how to do it. Yeah. So for every techniques that used, every modification that is used during the class action research. Okay, Pak Tamba, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Hopefully that this is beneficial for you. Thank you, and
Okay.
and open the question and answer session.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Eni, for the presentation. Please give big hands for Miss Eni Humaida. Now, what is it? Just like what we did in the previous presenter with Miss Mening, now I would like to invite questions from the participants. Please unmute yourself, and then you can just ask the questions to Miss Eni. Go ahead.
Can I ask?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, Miss Eni, when you did the scavenger hunt, this virtual one, how long does it take from the beginning until the students showed the things that you asked?
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. Actually, not I am the one who did it, but by the teachers, right? And then usually, because this activity usually at the beginning of the class, yeah, the warm up session. So then actually it will only take 10 minutes at the max, yeah. Maximum 10 minutes, but not only for one instructions, yeah, but for the whole scavenger hunt. It's only take 10 minutes, because usually the instructions, the things or the questions the teacher asks the students to find is related to the lesson. For example, in easy class, the topic for today is color. So the teacher will ask something like, find something yellow, and then they will go and then find something yellow and show to the screen, something like that. But for other topic, for example, school items or school supplies, then the teacher can use one of my teacher use crossword puzzle, yeah, and then the instructions is over there, the statement is over there, the riddles, and then they need to solve the riddles first, and then they go find the things. For example, it is something long, you use it to measure things, it is made of plastic and then or metal, then they will try to find the thing, something like that.
Okay, thank you, Miss Eni.
Okay. Welcome.
Okay, I believe that there might be many more questions.